Michael Weatherly, after leaving NCIS following 13 years as Tony DiNozzo, turned to Dr. Phil for guidance before transitioning to his new CBS series Bull. He sought advice on making the big decision to leave NCIS and start a new chapter. Dr. Phil's insights helped Weatherly navigate his career shift, with Weatherly emphasizing the creative freedom he found in playing Dr. Jason Bull, a character inspired by Dr. Phil's early career. Unlike his role on NCIS, Bull's leadership style was more inclusive and nurturing, and Weatherly aimed to create a positive, team-oriented environment on set. His departure from NCIS felt like completing a long journey, but Weatherly was ready for a fresh challenge. Fans can also look forward to his reunion with Cote de Pablo for their NCIS Rewatch podcast and the spin-off NCIS, Tony and Ziva, set to explore their characters in new adventures. Michael Weatherly asked a couple of key questions to Dr. Phil after leaving NCIS for another CBS series. Walking away from NCIS after over a decade? Yeah, that's not the kind of move you make on a whim. Michael Weatherly knew he had a big decision on his hands, so he did what any logical person would. He went straight to Dr. Phil for some real talk. Because let's be honest, leaving behind Tony DiNozzo to jump into a brand new CBS show wasn't exactly a no-brainer. Weatherly had a couple of burning questions before diving into Bull, and if anyone knows how to break things down, it's TV's favorite therapist. Safe to say, Dr. Phil's advice played a part in Weatherly's next big chapter. Michael Weatherly took Dr. Phil's advice after leaving NCIS for Bull. Michael Weatherly asked a couple of key questions to Dr. Phil after leaving NCIS for another CBS series. After 13 seasons as Special Agent Tony DiNozzo, Weatherly embraced a new chapter. He exited NCIS at just the right moment, feeling that the circle had come full. It was like finishing War and Peace and then diving into its sequel. He admitted, via Parade, NCIS was an extraordinary, unique ride. 13 years, it really felt like a circle that had gone all the way around, and I really felt happy with the resolution of the character and my time on the show. When that book was shut, it's like finishing War and Peace, and then getting War and Peace, Part 2. Weatherly then signed on to play Dr. Jason Bull on Bull, a fresh fall Tuesday night entry. Unlike his gun-toting DiNozzo days, Bull carried no weapon, a welcome change for Weatherly. His character was loosely based on Dr. Phil McGraw's early career as a trial consultant before he transformed into a TV personality. He alluded in the same Parade interview, emphasizing the creative freedom of making Bull feel real. Jason Bull isn't Phil McGraw, so it's not a real person. My job, when I get on the set, is, how do I make this guy seem real? And I have to say, it's also a relief not to have to wear a gun every day. For 13 years, I had a gun, and it was plastic, and every time I sat down, I would think, oh, God. Do I have to have the gun? So he doesn't wear a gun, which is nice. Transitioning from NCIS to Bull brought a shift in leadership style too. Tony DiNozzo had thrived under Gibbs' mentorship, craving that familial approval. In contrast, Bull led with an inclusive, almost kumbaya vibe, nurturing a team dynamic rather than ruling by fear. Weatherly drew inspiration from his long-standing NCIS family, vowing to recreate a similar positive set environment. Reflecting on his career, Weatherly compared leading a show to parenting. He noted that both require patience, hard work, and a focus on the collective good. His insightful chat with Dr. Phil, punctuated by a meaningful silent stare, revealed the delicate art of uncovering a person's emotional truth. This new role promised a blend of quirky charm and heartfelt leadership, a fitting evolution for a veteran ready for fresh challenges. NCIS reunion, Michael Weatherly and Cote de Pablo's podcast and Tony and Ziva revival. Michael Weatherly and Cote de Pablo thrilled NCIS fans when they announced their new rewatch podcast, Off Duty, an NCIS Rewatch, on Spotify. Starting June 4, 2024, they revisited iconic episodes every Tuesday, featuring guests like Sean Murray and Sasha Alexander. This venture coincided with their reunion in the spin-off series, NCIS, Tony and Ziva, which began production in Budapest in 2024. The 10-episode series, set in Europe, follows Tony and Ziva as they steer through new threats while raising their daughter, Tali. Fans eagerly anticipated both projects, celebrating the return of the beloved duo.